Hi, my name is Don Milton. I'm an emotional freedom coach, and my website is donmilton.net. I'm going to attempt to do what seems somewhat impossible to me, explain to you in less than 20 minutes the essence of what I do and why it might be helpful to you with whatever physical or emotional mental problem you may be dealing with in your life. So this video, everybody tells me you need to do 30-second sound bites and you lose people's attention if you don't get it in the first 2 minutes. Well, that's not what this one is about. This one is about, I've literally spent tens of thousands of dollars and thousands of hours over the last 22 years getting to the point that I am using the tools that I do. So, I could talk to you for days about a lot of these things, but I'm going to try to boil it down to 20 minutes of, just crystallized, focused information. And I'm going to give you ways that you can do a little more research if you want to. First of all, most of what I do would fall under the area of energy medicine, or using balancing energy in your body to alleviate and affect all types of physical symptoms and mental and emotional symptoms, from chronic pain, lower back pain, migraine headaches, really knee pain, any kind of pain in your body. I've actually had to experience a lot of these physical pains, as you probably know, are manifestations of underlying long-term emotional distresses or stress. Even the traditional medical people now have acknowledged that 85 to 90% of all physical problems have, roots in stress and anxiety. So, when you have some obvious connection between some emotional distress and a physical problem, it kind of makes sense that if you can kind of clear the emotional issue, that the physical problem will go away. But I've had experiences that I just don't really understand how it works, really. I've had people that have literally been out skiing or playing some kind of sport and hurt their knee or their shoulder or their back. So, it was that I could see any emotional connection to it. And, within 15 or 20 or 30 minutes of doing a little energy work, their pain was gone. I've had several people that were actually scheduled for surgery, for rotator cuff surgery, that they'd been to physical therapy, massage therapists, chiropractors, and were literally on their way to surgery. And we did a session or two, and their pain was gone, and they went back and got an x-ray and didn't have to have the surgery. So I don't really know how that works. I just know I've seen it work a lot, and that there's, practitioners that do some of the things that I do that really focus their specialty. Like, for instance, they may have been in the pain management business before they learned some of these techniques, and then they started incorporating them and using them and found out that they were getting better results with the energy work than with the physical manipulations or medications. There's people that specialize in doing this for substance sensitivity relief or allergies. So, it's just kind of amazing what all you can do with it. And, I'm not going to tell you that I really understand how it works. I just know that it does work. And one thing you might, keep in mind is that we're using energy all the time in ways that none of us really understand, like our cell phones or microwaves or electricity, or when you drive your car, or you're in Los Angeles, California, watching a live soccer game in Tokyo, Japan. How does that work? And the satellites and just all the stuff that goes on. It's all kinds of uses for energy. So, and these things have been known for thousands of years in certain cultures, with acupuncture going back 5,000 years, and, other techniques that have focused on balancing a person's energy to solve all kind of problems. So in the Western world, it's kind of new and people call it New Age, and they think it's kind of weird, but it's really not at all if you think about the ways that you're already using energy in your life. So one thing I'm going to talk about to start with is what I call the cycle of creation. And the way this seems to work, and here again, there's scientific evidence for this, and a guy named Bruce Lipton, Lipton, wrote a book called The Biology of Belief, and he, details in scientific language and documentation that a layman can read how our beliefs actually affect our genes, our DNA, our physical body. I mean, it's quite amazing. But anyhow, what I understand at this stage of the game is that our beliefs determine the way we think about things. Our thoughts determine the way we feel. Our feelings determine the way we act, and that determines the results we get. And then the results reinforce that belief. And it's a cycle that's running 24/7, mostly in our subconscious. And here again, there's a lot of scientific evidence now coming out with quantum physics and some of the cutting edge, psychological research and biological research that's sort of verifying that, probably 95 to 97% of what runs our life is subconscious programming. So whereas we think we may choose to go eat at a certain place or go to a certain movie, or, we think we're making choices, we're really making choices based on, programming in our subconscious that's just sort of, I'm not saying we're like a computer, although there's some similarities to there, but it's just really kind of amazing. So for instance, if you have a belief in your subconscious that you're not good enough, or that you can't trust men, or that the world is not a safe place, or that you can do anything you want, or that you'll always have money. I mean, these are all beliefs that we pick up usually in our childhood from, the stories that we create about experiences that we have or things that we hear people saying. And so we have these beliefs, and as we grow up and, get intellectual knowledge and degrees and certifications, and, people wonder why they keep sabotaging themselves, or they just, keep getting in one bad relationship after another, or they just can't seem to make money. They're always in survival mode, or people that are on these yo-yo diets. They know about nutrition and exercise and food and all that. And why can't they keep the weight off? Well, it's these subconscious beliefs and programs that are running that sabotage anything that we do. And, how does willpower and discipline work for you? Usually not too good. So, there's many modalities and techniques that I've studied and experienced over the past 22 years, and a number of them that I've been, trained in and, am, able to do with other people. But I've kind of boiled it down to 4 that I'm using today that I find very powerful to deal with just about any situation that comes up, whether it's physical or emotional or mental. Now, I don't want you to get the idea by any means that I feel like I have the solution to all your problems. No. Anybody that tells you they have the way to do something, run the other way. No, what I've got is some tools here that can be very powerful, very effective to assist you in whatever healing you need. And, some of them, most of them really, I can teach you to do for yourself, so that you're not dependent on me or another practitioner, to do stuff for you. It's about empowering you. And so, if you're the type of person that is willing to take responsibility for your life, and, that is a good thing. I think that's the type of clients that I work with. So the 4 techniques that I use, 3 of them you would call energy balancing type techniques. One is emotional freedom technique, or EFT. The other is tapas acupressure technique, TAPAS, or TAT. The other is matrix reimprinting. And then there's one that's sort of a cognitive piece that's very powerful in assisting you to really understand that it's not what happens that causes you to feel the way you feel, it's how you think about what happens. And that is the Byron-Katie work. Now, EFT and TAT have been around for about 20 years. They've been used by hundreds of thousands of people all over the world, practitioners, medical people, lay people, individuals, and very effective, very powerful, get amazing results fairly quickly. Matrix reimprinting is sort of a different way to use EFT, and it's been around for about 8 years. The Byron-Katie work has been around for about 25 years. So these are all fairly well tested and documented, and you can look on the internet and find tons of information about all of them. So let me address first of all how I might be able to help you with physical issues. That would be any kind of chronic pain, headaches, arthritis, asthma, chronic back pain, whatever kind of physical discomfort you might have. I have had very good results with, getting significant relief from those types of things, including allergies. And for those areas, I use mainly EFT, TAT, and matrix reimprinting, the energy balancing techniques. And we really don't have to, whether your physical pain has a connection to some emotional roots or not, really doesn't matter. I mean, when I use these energy techniques, I just start with whatever your most bothersome symptom is. I mean, if you've got a headache, then we start working with that. We do a little tapping, on some meridian points. I've got some other actually videos on the Vitality site that really little short 3-minute videos that talk about using EFT for a variety of specific issues. So you can go look at those videos and see exactly how it kind of works. So really with physical issues, we focus on if you have any emotions connected to that, like if you're angry, frustrated, feeling hopeless, confused, low energy, whatever. Just whatever your physical or emotional discomfort is related to your physical pain, we can work with that by balancing your energy, using the techniques that I mentioned. Now, if you have specific emotional issues, then, here again, I use all 4 techniques, the EFT, the TAT, the matrix reimprinting, and the Byron-Katie work. Now, the energy techniques I mainly use for when it comes to emotional issues for clearing out emotional issues connected to things from the past. You think of specific events, and then we tune in to whatever emotions are connected with that event, and through some tapping or other, acupressure touch techniques that you do for yourself, we start clearing those out to where when you think about something, some event that had a lot of charge on it, that you can, think about it and there's no charge to it. It's just like talking about the weather or anything. It's just amazing, really, how quickly it can happen. I mean, I've literally had people that have been into traditional talk therapy for years and have been on medications dealing with, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, some kind of trauma. Maybe they were raped or had been grieving for, 20 years from the loss of someone significant and have been in support groups and all that stuff. I mean, I've had people come literally within a few sessions. They're feeling lighter. They're feeling happier. When they think about what happened, it's just, no issue anymore. So it's really quite amazing. The Byron-Katie work is more of at the experiential level, teaching you how it's not what happens that causes you to feel a certain way, it's how you think about it. So after doing, the Byron Katie work for really a few months, few weeks or a few months, you start thinking about things that happen in a different way so that you're not creating more emotional baggage, to clear off. So for me, if I'm doing much work with a person, then I'm bringing all these pieces to the table for really, total healing, to clear off all the baggage from the past and to teach a person how to not create it going forward. Those are people that, I've got a 12-week intensive program, and, with those people, I have a chance to do all this and give them daily exercises to really transform their life. It's called a 12-week life transformational program, and it really is. Now, that doesn't mean that you're done. It's kind of like you exercise. You can do some, be on an intensive exercise program for 3 to 6 months and get in great shape, lose weight, feel good, but then you just don't quit and you're like that for the rest of your life. No, you have to maintain it. So, the 12-week program is not for everyone, but, people, sometimes they want to just come for one session for a very specific issue. Sometimes they need several sessions. Like I've got a little package, a 6-week package to focus on addictions, or another 6-week package for people that are just interested in permanent weight loss. And, lose all your weight in 6 weeks. But what happens is we clear off all the underlying emotional issues that sabotage you, your relationship to food and to your body. And the reason most weight loss programs don't work permanently is that they're not dealing with the underlying emotional issues. They're dealing with counting calories and, particular diets and exercise and willpower and discipline. And people will stay on that for a while and get great results. And then, 3 to 6 months later, they gain more weight than they lost. And it's constant yo-yo where people get their stomachs stapled. If they're not dealing, I've had clients that have done all this stuff and it doesn't work. And then we start clearing the emotional issues and their relationship to food and to their body. And it changes everything because they're thinking differently. So with the cycle of creation, the good news is that, if you have functional, healthy beliefs, then you just run on automatic and you don't really have to use willpower or discipline. The way you think, you just make better choices and you feel better, you take better actions and you get better results. So, and we can identify what I call dysfunctional beliefs, and that's dysfunctional from my client's perspective. If they've got a belief that, the world is not safe and they want to keep it, then fine. It's not my business to take away their belief. I'll just point out how that belief is affecting their life. And then if they want to change it, we can pretty quickly do that. So hopefully, this has been of some value to you. And I do this work, not from opinions or, theory. I do this work from, my life experience. And, I'm continuing to do my work, even though I coach people and, they are very thankful for the amazing results I get. I tell everybody, I said, as long as we're here in the human game, we're all teachers and we're all students. So, I've got, amazing tools that can facilitate your journey for a certain period and help you out a lot. But, it's really about you. It's not about me or really anybody else. So, if you want to find out more, my website is donmilton.net. And the way I suggest people start, if they want to work with me, I've got a survey on there that takes you about 15 minutes to fill out. And, you submit that survey, and then I spend some time reviewing it, and I will give you some options on a time when we can have a free 20-minute call, and I'll give you options. I'll tell you that based on the information you've given me, first of all, whether I think I'm the best first choice for you. And if I am, I'll give you some options on what I think would give you the most bang for your buck. I'll tell you, what I think is going to involve doing on your part, and the money and the time, and what I think the results you may be able to get if you do your work. So anyhow, thanks for listening. And I can do another neat thing about all the work that I do is that I can do it by phone or Skype as well in person. And, that allows, my market is basically anybody who speaks English in the world that has access to a phone or a computer. So, and really I probably have, 70 to 80% of my clients are people I deal with by phone and Skype. So, anyhow, hopefully this is useful to you, and I wish you well on your healing journey.